And ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the beautiful, picturesque shores of southeastern Manhattan. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your hosts on the Lower East Side, Kate Herman and Jerry McKenna. Unforced errors, nobody cares.
Oh man, that sounds like a true Staten Islander.
I know, he's here. He took the boat here on vacation. This cruise ship is docked somewhere downtown.
Welcome to week 3 of Unforced Errors Season 2.
Go, and first I want to thank Dave. We're at Dave's Bar.
Yes.
76 Forsyth. Awesome place.
The best. Dave Suarez.
Cold beer, great drinks.
Funniest bar owner you'll ever meet.
And 3 TVs. You can't ask for more.
I mean, Jets friendly, which leads us to, should we just...
We might as well just start with the Jet game.
Yeah.
Let's just go into it. A miracle? I don't know what word to use to describe the Jet game, but...
Yeah.
I could tell you as a Cleveland
Whoever
fan...
did their Hail Marys...
The Jets won a game the way the Jets lose a game, as Dave was saying before we were talking. Like, that's literally... Like, they won a game the way they normally lose games. 99.9% probability for Cleveland, and they fucked it up, which is Cleveland.
I mean, that's like what I think people, it's like, oh yeah, like the Jets won, but like like Cleveland just, like, I mean, that's
everybody's
so
blaming, like, oh, he should have went in the end zone, he should have did this. No, the guy should have been 30 yards open in a prevent defense. That's what it comes down to. Like, it's a coaching thing. You can't blame it on Chubb. It's just ridiculous. But hey, the Jets squeaked out a victory. Joe Flacco looks like a Super Bowl quarterback again.
Don't you hate, like, when it happens in week 2? Because it's like you got your one out of the way.
Well, I mean, he's going into week 3, 500 as a Jets quarterback.
That's
got to be a personal
Flacco,
record.
I think that Zach Wilson juking himself week 1 of preseason is the best thing that's ever happened. This could be the year for the Jets and the Lions.
Oh, yeah.
The Lions are the best fantasy team.
They're definitely scoring. Their defense is very questionable.
But playing against the Lions is also like, whoever's playing against them, you have to really suck to not score points.
Well,
like
but the Lions are the Lions, you know? Who'd they beat? They beat the Commanders. I mean, the Commandos, as I like to call them.
The Commandos. I like that better.
And I don't know, as far as like recapping last week, obviously from a fantasy point of view, you got to talk about your boyfriend.
Well, because, I took
Stephon Diggs.
Oh, well, yes. I was going to say, though, because I took Wentz as my quarterback.
Well, I would have spent 15 minutes ripping on you, except I took Matt Ryan, who scored 0 points.
We'll get to all of this later.
Yeah, so it's hard for me.
Anyway, Diggs is everybody's favorite player now, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can't really compete with that. If you didn't have him in your lineup for that game, you obviously didn't make any money.
Yeah. I'm just learning about betting.
And then you go, flip it over to Miami because they're gonna be playing each other this week. Miami looked good too.
Miami, that was the other biggest upset. That was brutal to watch. But Lamar Jackson, what a team the Ravens are.
I know. I feel bad. He's the only guy on that team. Like he's literally like a man on an island.
Yeah.
But I would have bet that Tua wouldn't.
That was
throw
heartbreaking.
For 470 yards in
it.
3 weeks, let alone 1 week.
Yeah.
I mean, so whatever. Maybe they do have something there.
Tyreek Hill's just incredible, though. He's still Tyreek Hill no matter where he goes.
He's still Tyreek.
And I don't know. A little shout out to the Broncos and their head coach, who I still don't understand what he's doing.
I think the head coach is passed out on a bench across the street of the park because he's literally coached the worst 2 weeks I've ever seen in my life.
It's unbelievable.
He literally coached 2 games to lose 2 games, and he successfully did it.
Well.
And, I guess you give him credit for that. I mean...
it's like when your idea of if you come in dead last in a tournament, you should get a prize.
Yeah. Well, you give a guy $30 million to be your quarterback, and then you don't let him do anything when it counts. It's just a weird thing going on there.
All right, moving on. Let's start this week.
Okay.
Thursday Night Football. We start with your Steelers.
Yes.
At the Browns.
At the 99.9% loser Browns.
I mean, wild. Obviously, it's crazy to me those Steelers aren't favored.
No, and the weird part is I think they've covered against the Browns the last 4 times they played them. So, and the Browns just obviously stink. So I actually like Pitt. The thing about Pitt I worry about is you can't take a quarterback because Trubisky's literally
But he could have this. He has a breakout 40-yard game every. Why wouldn't it this?
I'm saying Trubisky right now knows that he might lose his job, so he might have a good game, but he might also get yanked, and we might see Pickett in there. So it's hard to really take any of those guys. Obviously, Freiermuth would be my guy to take because they both like throwing to him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about a defense in this game.
The Pitt defense is a little questionable.
I know, but I think the Browns, especially if they do put Pickett in.
The Browns are so horrible. Like I mean, after that game last week, I don't know what to do about them. Can they recover from that? Can you come back at home next week and like?
But I do like the Steelers receivers.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Deontay Johnson. I mean, I have him on one of my teams, but he didn't.
I think Deontay Johnson is going to be like the guy this week. Oh, for Thursday.
I actually like Pickens.
Yeah.
Good game in, getting used to the NFL. I think we're going to see some stuff out of him this week.
Yeah, he might get a shot, but I also think Deontay Johnson.
But that would be it for me from this game as far as the Steelers are concerned.
Peoples-Jones had a good game.
Frymouth, Pickens, and I end right there. I don't take anybody else.
I'm about defenses.
Yeah, well.
Cool. Anyway, so we start our week on Sunday with the Chiefs at the Colts.
Which I just don't get. This, to me, reminds me of the Buffalo-Miami game. It's almost like they want people to put money on the Chiefs at 6.5. Like, how do you not? Like the Colts.
Oh, because have you seen the Colts?
They didn't
just
score.
Got shut out.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. So with the Chiefs only laying 6.5 seems really weird to me.
Well, because because according to like logic and metrics, like the Colts should have a decent team. They have Jonathan Taylor, who's like incredible. You know what I mean? They didn't use him at all. Pittman was out. But
Matty.
And that's it.
I can't say the ice part of it, but Matty, whatever his name is, I mean, he's.
I mean, maybe this is like a Mo Alley Cox if you want to but I wouldn't touch anybody on the Colts. Yeah, I think.
No, in this game, I wouldn't. I mean, the only person I would really take would be Mahomes, because it might be that bad. I mean, the Colts might be that bad where they have a decent defense.
I mean,
but when you're on the field for 48
totals.
minutes in a game, like you're gonna break down, and their offense sucks so bad that Mahomes might just rip them apart. I could see Mahomes actually not being in the game in the fourth quarter. It's gonna be that bad.
I mean, I'm just surprised that you're not going full reverse cynic on contrarian.
No, I'm not. I mean, I would be going contrarian, but I invested too much in the Colts last week, and then they broke my heart, and now I can't.
Well, then
I can't look at them again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I do like Edwards-Helaire. If you think it's going to be that much of a bloodshed blowout, because otherwise, I don't think Kelsey's $7,900 as a tight end.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot.
I like Juju because I think with anything else, it's going to take a little time. Even though he screwed me last week, but I could see Juju maybe having a decent game. But I'm not taking many people. Mahomes is my guy from that game. That's the guy for me.
Matty Ice,
that loser. I can't believe that guy. I had him, Taylor. I literally stacked that team, and they scored 0 points.
I told you that Houston has a better defense,
but
underrated defense.
So let's go. What do we got now? We got Ravens, Pats.
Anything?
I mean, Lamar Jackson is the only person you could take from the Ravens.
Bateman, I think, is kind of interesting.
He led the team in rushing.
He literally is a
passing.
team of one. But he's been like that since day one, so it's nothing new.
And
but
if he had somebody to throw him a ball, he probably would have been.
But against the Patriots, maybe he'll have to throw it. I don't know. Myers, if you need somebody to offset.
On a contrarian point of view, I would go with the Pats defense. Okay. Because Belichick's he's not going to let Lamar Jackson do that. Somebody else is going to have to beat them.
Did you see what he let Tua do?
I know. I get it, but it's not going to happen that way.
The Steelers didn't play terribly.
No, I know. I'm talking about the Ravens Patriots. I'm just saying,
yeah.
I don't know. That's a game I'm kind of avoiding. The total's not even that high. It's only, 43.5, 44?
Yeah, no, me too.
Yeah, so, you want to avoid that game, in my opinion.
Although I do like Andrews as a tight end if you're trying to but anyway. Okay. Texans, Bears.
I like Mills, and the Bears kind of suck. I mean, Fields is averaging, I think it's 80 yards a game passing.
Dude, Mooney has 4 yards in 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, that's just not a good team. I mean, Montgomery, maybe.
Montgomery, I think, is great. Is a great option here.
Snaps out of it, maybe, but this is another game that you just avoid, right? What are you going to take in this game? Probably be a couple of kickoff returns, a punt return. There's going to be some special teams touchdowns.
I mean, I guess it is interesting because, the way that they didn't use Jonathan Taylor, the Colts, the way
I didn't get I didn't watch the game, but I saw the numbers because I had Jonathan Taylor, and obviously something went wrong.
They just didn't he didn't like go in. I don't know. So I'm just like, is it that or is Monk? I don't know.
Matt Ryan, I mean, whatever. I mean, the guy can't recover from that Super Bowl loss.
Yeah.
It's just it. He's going to the grave with
I
that.
like Cooks. He has like a 99.9% usage rate. Like, I feel like he's just on the field all the time. So
Now, here, let's go to the next game because I like this game in a weird way.
yeah.
Raiders Titans.
Okay.
They're both coming off embarrassments. Right? The Raiders got embarrassed had they lose that game. They lost in different ways because the Titans just got blown out. But the Raiders lost because
But
they
the
took their foot off the gas.
Yeah.
So I think if you're David Carr and you're Waller and you're Devontae Adams this week, you're coming back and you want to score 50 points. Now, whether they do it or not is a different question. But that's going to be their MO this week. They're not going to lose that way again, you would think.
Yeah.
So there's a sneaky part of me that kind of likes putting some Raiders in like a Carr, Waller, maybe
I mean,
Jacobs.
if they couldn't contain Tyreek Diggs, like there's no way that they're going to contain Adams. You know?
No, and it was brutal. I mean, it was brutal. Tennessee looks really bad. Tannehill looks like the guy that quarterbacked for Miami, and got traded like 8 zillion times. Like,
Yeah.
He looks bad.
Yeah.
So that's a very questionable situation there. But I wouldn't mind a couple of Raiders. I think they have. I mean,
I'm
that was
with you. I
embarrassing.
also
the way they
think
lost.
Josh Jacobs. I think this is a really good game for him too.
Well, they took their foot off the gas. So hopefully they learn their lesson in like the modern day NFL. I don't care if you're up by 20 points or not. You can't just sit on the ball.
Totally.
Crazy shit happens. And hopefully they learn their lesson. And Derrick Henry, I mean, he was miserable. He couldn't.
Traylon Burks, loved him.
I don't know,
Loved
man.
him. He at least, like,
every
he's like
running
somebody
back
that he'll-
reaches like a peak. And
But
I'm
it's
afraid,
hard to
man,
like pick
Derrick
somebody that has a quarterback that literally doesn't want to throw the ball.
Henry, they can't just hand it to him and like think he's going to break 11 tackles and run. It doesn't work that way. Now the game that
Everybody's talking about.
everybody's talking about, the Bills versus the Dolphins.
Speaking of the line, though, now that I'm like into gambling, minus 5.5, isn't that a weird
That's-
one to have?
That's Vegas.
Being a dick?
Vegas wanting everybody and their mother to mortgage their house and put it on the Bills. They're trying to get people to put money on the Bills. Obviously, 5.5 points against the Dolphins. They're trying. So I actually might take the Dolphins, and I think by Sunday you'll get 7.5. It would have to be over 7, or 7 would be the put, but it have to be 7.5. But I think if you wait this out till Sunday, you can get the Dolphins plus 7.5.
It's too scary for me. I'm not touching it at all.
I mean, Josh Allen, it's hard. I mean, the guy's unbelievable.
I mean, I love the
gun.
Bills. I want the Bills one.
So
But I do love Miami. Sometimes,
it's-
too. That sweatshirt looks so good on me.
okay. But Miami looked good last week too. I mean,
That's what I'm
I'm not a
saying.
believer, and they kind of proved me wrong last week because
I just am so excited to watch it. Like Hill, Diggs, Hill. You know what I mean? I think Waddle from that game is like the cool one, or like literally McKenzie, any single Bill.
I mean,
I do think I just hope, it was scary watching the Bills game on Monday. Like, I just like.
it was boring. I mean, it was a blowout.
It's a blowout, but there was like, some people got banged up, and I was like, ugh.
That was rough. I
Yeah.
hope that works out.
Yeah, no, but I think this is going to be like really, I hope so, you know what I mean? I hope that they're like fun. If it does go according to like what I think Waddle's like an excellent play here.
Okay, all right, I got you there.
Maybe even Gesicki, but that's like crazy because, but there's,
I could see that taken from that game.
That's just being
I would-
crazy.
Yeah, I get that. It's going to be tough to take Allen again.
I obviously like am going to take Diggs though. Like, how can you not?
Well, I
but
mean,
that's just like a personal.
One thing I'd say about this as a New Yorker is, I don't know what the weather's like in Miami, but if it rains or if they decide to like take the hoses out and wet the field like they do against the Jets 20 years ago, then you could look for something bad. But if it's nice out, if it's like football conditions, I mean, that game looks, I mean, it should go over 53, but
Yeah. I will. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is like one that I don't want to stack, but I like also don't want to miss out on Hill or Diggs.
Well.
Ugh, it's so hard.
Diggs. Oh, Diggs.
I never miss out on Diggs.
So moving on to our next game,
I love
which would be the Lions versus the Vikings.
so this is my favorite game, for sure. I think that Cousins was humiliated, and he comes back against the Lions, who are seeding like at least top four most points to any team that they play against. I don't know how you say that.
Well, yeah, no, they're giving up a lot of points, the Lions. The Vikings, though, as
do-
a Cousins owner for like 10 years in my keeper league,
I know. I need to believe that, like,
the guy's got a problem. It's not only just throwing interceptions. He
looked good
fumbles.
before.
He looks nervous. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was so unimpressive in that last game that
yes. I mean, I totally like.
this is a long-standing rivalry, and this might be like a changing of
But
the
I think
guard
it's
game.
do or
This could
die.
be Detroit beating the Vikings, and now the Vikings are the shit team in the league, and Detroit's like the team on the rise. This could be that game.
But I feel like they can at least like put up an effort.
I mean, Justin Jefferson. I mean, Dalvin Cook was horrible.
Yeah,
Horrible.
but that was one game. But like the first week, like Jefferson was the.
Yeah, I know it's one game, but like if you can't, if you're an all-pro
I just
running
don't
back,
think that I don't think that like the Lions are anything to be afraid of, and I don't think the Vikings are really anything. You know what I mean? And I think it's gonna be yet another like
like a scrimmage game.
just like
38,
boom, boom,
34.
boom, like actual points. You know?
Okay, I can see that. I mean, it's the second highest on the board, right?
Yeah, because like
Behind
it's
the Bills game.
just what's been happening. And Amon-Ra St. Brown is so insane.
He is good, and so is Swift when he's obviously 100% healthy.
But he's always 100% healthy. I think he has
he
a
always
low
gets
tolerance.
nicked up a little bit.
Hawkinson is also like a tight end that I actually am.
Yeah,
Like I like
I
Hawkinson
can see
and one
that.
other one.
I could see Hawkinson.
Yeah.
I could see looking at that guy.
Thielen is
Dylan had like
active.
0 points for me.
He's active. You know that he's there.
I mean, is he that old? What's going on?
I don't know. I really kind of like this game a lot, and I probably go back to the well. I've been playing like Lions since week 1.
Me too. So I'm on the Lions, especially plus the 6. But I actually like the money line.
But I would like run it back with like Cook or Jefferson.
All
I
right.
actually think. I don't know.
All right. Let's go to our
Okay.
local game.
Jets,
Bengals
Bengals.
versus the
Bengals do not look
No.
like
They don't
last
look
year's
like a team that
Bengals.
made it to the Super Bowl.
They
That's
don't.
for sure. I mean, I know they like their offensive line's a lot different, and that could be a problem. But they don't look good. Jets are going to be pumped up, right? I mean,
I would hope so.
just had a big win.
This one I think is actually like an easily.
Season ticket holders aren't sick of going there. It's not like they're 0-3, 0-5 yet. They're 1-1. They're right in it. So I think the crowd will be behind the Jets, and I think it's going to be more of a game than people think it will be.
I agree. I think it'll be.
And Flacco literally spent his whole career facing the Browns. It's not like this is uncharted territory for the guy. The guy was a Raven. You know what I mean? So, like, he's faced the Browns God knows how many times.
Yeah.
Probably over 25 times. So keep that in the back of your mind, too.
It does make me nervous to like really like abandon the Bengals and get behind the Jets like this
No.
early in the season. You know what I mean?
I think, and I did this last week,
But that's another one where
Chase
Bengals
might not
are-
be a bad thing because he has to get on track with Chase, but I think Boyd might be a sneaky pick.
But or Higgins
Or Higgins, but I think,
or Hayden.
they're 2 or 3 receiver. Chase,
Yeah.
whatever. But I think the Bengals 2 or 3 might be a place to go.
I do like Michael Carter a lot from this game though.
Yeah, I can see
I mean,
that.
or Bryce Hall if
I mean,
like
the Bengals can't stop the run really, so it's not a bad pick.
I like them. Like those are my like, because there's so many. I'm trying to figure out. Like,
Do you
what
remember
running
if
backs-
Michael Carter's expensive?
No, I mean he's like in the 50
Okay.
or 5,000.
So that's not a bad pick.
range.
That's not a bad pick.
I think. I
Not a
believe.
bad pick for Michael
or Bryce Hall is like cheaper, obviously, and also like very good.
And now, what's the other game that nobody really wants to watch? But I mean, actually, after the last game the Eagles played,
Oh, Eagles Commanders. That's like.
I mean, the Philly-
Jalen Hurts is everybody's favorite
yeah, the
quarterback.
Philly fans are all on board. He did look good, and I'm not a believer, but he
He's
looked
had
good.
excellent games. He has his like little moments, but yeah, like
He looked good. So it's. I'm still not gonna like. I had Miles Sanders, and that didn't work out for me. Like last week, 2 weeks ago.
no, but
before.
I had Miles Sanders last week, and he was fine.
But the Eagles look like, especially in that division, a team that might be there at the end. Like it's gonna. They could be.
Don't jinx him, Jerry.
I'm just saying they could be 10-7. They might be 11-6.
They look better than they did last
Exactly.
year.
They look like the
They look like they get along.
kid finally
Yeah.
had a year of off season, preseason.
Yeah.
Like Kyler Murray, maybe he did his homework and maybe he knows.
I feel like that is like he definitely like has understood the assignment thus far.
Yeah, because he looks like he knows what he's doing right now.
See, it's the movie that I'm talking with the lasers. And also Curtis Samuel. So obviously I took Wentz last week. I paired him with Curtis Samuel. That was like a crazy move just because like I got reminded about.
You fucking love Wentz.
I
And
don't.
It gets a little ridiculous.
But it's
that
just
you
like
keep
every
taking
now
this
and then
loser.
like he pops and I'm like, yeah, maybe. And he got 31 fantasy points.
I mean, it's better than.
Can he do it again? I don't know.
I mean, I was making fun of you a lot about that, but he had a lot more than Matt Ryan, so it's hard for me to really rip
Well,
on
yeah.
him.
I mean, the fact that you took Matt Ryan is beyond.
I thought he was due.
For how long now?
6 years. But I thought he was maybe due for a big game. Didn't work out for me. It happens. It happens.
I don't know. What about Goddard or AJ Brown? I mean, these are like quality people. Look at what Amon-Ra St. Brown just did to that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think AJ Brown could be like.
He
great.
could be.
Although, like, all of a sudden, Quez Watkins reappeared, which it always like.
And Hurts could be like, feeling his mojo right now, and he might just come out ripping that ball around. He
Yeah.
looked good. So I wouldn't bet against the Eagles this week. That I can tell you. The momentum is big in the NFL, and right now they have momentum. They look good.
Yeah. It's crazy to say that.
So if that stays at 6.5, I like, even though it's a division game, I like the Eagles.
Well, yeah, it's like
It's like
Jets.
7.5. That's tough.
Are you going to take the Jets? Okay.
I haven't decided that. I mean, I know not in my bet, but obviously
care
when I'm
about-
sitting in front of the TV watching it, probably.
Saints Panthers seems boring.
Saints
to me.
Panthers isn't. I mean,
Baker Mayfield sucks.
Yeah, I mean, he's such a loser, and the whole.
Like McCaffrey would be like the only person because I don't know if Kamara I guess is going to be back. Maybe like
Landry,
know.
maybe. I don't know. It's
they
a
do
tough,
have. I mean, Michael Thomas would be the one that you would like.
Well, yeah, he's their number one.
But this is the other thing too. If it's Andy Dalton, great. If it's Taysom Hill, like ruin my life.
Taysom Hill's not quarterbacking again in his life unless eight people get hurt.
You talk into the microphone.
I said Taysom Hill's not quarterbacking again in his life unless like 8 people get hurt.
Well, Winston's not coming back.
I'm just saying. Like,
So like Dalton, you think is going to be
I don't know. That's a tough call, but I mean,
right? So that's why I think like Kamara, if he's like back and like wants to play,
if he wants to be there. Yeah, I mean that's a game I'm really like. Once again, I think the total there is 41-40, and I'm gonna kind of stay away from that as far as from a fantasy.
47, but yeah.
Is it really?
Oh no, 40.
40.
Sorry.
Idiot. That's one for me. And so I'm gonna stay away from that one for the most part, as far as fantasy is concerned.
All right, now what about Jaguars Chargers with a banged up Herbert?
I mean, pretty boy with the blonde hair.
I mean, you've been talking so much shit,
I
and
know.
like
he won last week and he had 2 TDs,
he
like
embarrassed
240
you.
yards.
Yeah.
He had a solid game. I wish he still would cut his hair, but I don't. That's a weird line right there for the Chargers because the Chargers should be playing better than they are, and I think the Jaguars.
I mean, Mike
are
Williams
playing
had
better.
like an amazing game that other time,
Yeah,
But that was because Keenan Allen was out.
and Eckler really hasn't done much. Like last year, he was a guy you could take and get like 15, 20 points from. This year, he doesn't do shit. I mean, it's only 2 games, but he hasn't really done much.
I mean, the Colts can. I think Zay Jones is like a fun pick.
Yeah, you like his name, I know.
I do. It's easy to remember, and also he costs like $3,900
And that's why it's
or something like that.
That's why it's a plus. That's
So
why it's a
I like
plus.
him as like a bargain pick. I also am really excited about Packers Bucks because Aaron Rodgers is the dickiest quarterback right now. He's just rolling his eyes at his team. He's kind of like the anti-morale. He's just like mad at everybody.
Yeah, because
Like,
they got rid of everybody that was good.
I think he needs one more ayahuasca round. And maybe some clay.
I don't put any faith in him in that game. I actually, the line in that game from a gambling point of view is like 1 point right now. And I mean, it's almost weird. Like, I think Tampa Bay
is like, that was the wildest thing I ever saw.
Well, you
like
saw
that
how
guy,
fired up after that fight. They got
that's
fired
what I'm
up.
saying. But
But Mike Evans is also suspended for a game.
right.
But I think he took one with the team. I think that's a good call. I'll take that suspension.
But that was the wildest play ever.
But he fired everybody up. I mean, it was like
Yeah.
3-3, and they won 20-10. So they scored like 17 points right after that.
Totally. I think Fournette is like one of my top picks this week for sure. He that's all he does. And also like the Packers like they're not stopping anybody.
You got to pay attention to like TMZ. If you spot like Brady and Giselle walking around together, maybe he has a good week. Or the other way around? I don't know. How would that work?
Yeah, but Fournette is like mood proof because he, like, no matter what, either he's getting thrown to, he's getting the ball handed to. You know what I mean?
And he runs angry, which I like.
He is.
He definitely runs angry, which is a very impressive thing for him to do.
He's also like on the field 87% of the time.
No, that's actually a very good pick. I like that pick.
And I like Gage. Gage is my other, like, I'm like a minute away from stacking Brady.
If you really want to get crazy because Mike Evans is out and like just like throw like talk about like shit against the wall.
What, Scotty Miller?
Scotty Miller. It's game 3. He's due for a concussion. So, I mean,
I think Gage, I don't think anybody on that team can stop Gage.
well, I mean that's why they'll put 2 people on. That's why they'll Scotty Miller.
Unless if Godwin's back, but I don't think he is. Everybody else has like, yeah.
But I definitely like the Bucks in that game. That's gonna be part of my bet.
Perriman?
Yeah.
I like White too, like Samir White.
Yeah.
He's good. How long have we been talking for? We might need to slow down.
Oh, yeah, really? Should I slow down?
Well, it's also okay.
Right? What do we got now? What do we got? Oh,
Rams Cardinals. I could spend 20 minutes talking about
I mean-
Kyler Murray.
you got to give the kid credit. Week 1, the dog ate his homework. Week 2, he did his homework,
Yeah.
and they came back and won. So
He's like such a wild card to me.
watch out. If they're at home, they play well at home. I want to say they beat the Rams last year at home too. So I don't know about that. That was another amazing comeback that's like inexplicable, like how something like that happens.
Right. It's like you should take the Jets, the Cardinals.
But the problem is you can't
And
rely
Miami.
on that. Like if you're
Of course not, Jay.
if you're the Cardinals, obviously you're happy you got the win and you know you came back. But it's like nobody's gonna fold like the Raiders folded.
Right.
It's not gonna happen again. So like you still need like a game plan where you have to score in the first 3 quarters and not just get lucky in the you know.
Yeah.
So that's my concern with the Cardinals. Like
That's why this game I'm more into the Rams for sure.
but I do like Zach Ertz in this game.
Yeah.
I like Zach Ertz in this game.
I'm into that. I'm
He's
down with
back.
that. He's
He's-
gonna have to eventually, like, you know.
And he's not that expensive. He's like 4,500, 4,600.
Yeah.
So you-
exactly. No, Ertz is a really good type, but I like Higbee better.
Yeah, I mean, I had Connor and he sucked.
Well, but Connor's on the.
No, I know.
Cardinals.
I know, and so was Ertz. But I'm saying different. I'm saying like, it was weird last week. Like Murray got a lot of points. They had that big comeback, but it was spread out pretty much. Like, there was no like dominant person on the Cardinals aside from Murray.
Sure.
So it's hard when you're picking fantasy for that. Like I
That's
think Ertz this week, 2 touchdowns, 88 yards. How's that?
Or you could take the tight end on the Rams.
Higbee?
Yes.
I mean,
He's a little bit. She's like, what, $100 cheaper?
What do you think about Cup?
Obviously, Cup is a machine, and I think against.
Cardinals got some good D backs. I don't know.
I mean,
about
yeah,
that.
I guess like Devontae
And they're not
Adams
on the
wasn't
turf.
like.
They're going to be on the grass, right? Arizona?
But that's why it would be for me. I would just take Higbee. You know, I'm not. I would rather have Diggs or Hill than Cup, and they're cheaper.
Yeah.
And Cup is like, yeah, still like astronaut.
I could see like an Ertz and like maybe
This would be like, I don't think I'm stacking this game, but I'm definitely pulling from it.
Reynolds. No, Reynolds is. Well, hopefully we'll be able to even watch one of these games. We're not going to get stuck like last week.
I know. They got to do something. That's rude, I think.
What's that?
When they just like don't show you any more games, and they're
Not only that, what is this bullshit with Thursday night with Amazon? That's bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Fuck. Can't watch Thursday Night Football anymore.
You
like, they
have an.
bought that
I
shit
gave
out?
you an Apple TV. You have
I
it on there.
know, but I'm not gonna put it on. Like, you
Why
know,
wouldn't you just put it on?
because I was out.
But I understand too. It's like I think it's a rude thing for like everybody. You know, our neighbor Tina, she's like
Yeah.
92.
She can't watch it.
You know,
She can't, yeah, she doesn't know how to do it. Like they just and you know they got so much money. They probably gave who knows how many billions for the Thursday night.
I know.
rights.
I have to do play-by-plays for the Yankees every Friday night for her.
I know. You're getting better at that. You're learning.
What do you mean I'm learning? I kept stats for baseball
Oh
in
my-
high school.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I know
did.
baseball.
The stats.
I don't know why you want to die so bad. It's wild.
Oh my God.
How many bets have you won this week, Jerry?
Not a lot. Not a lot of bets this week.
How did you do on Sunday?
I in the afternoon I had the Cardinals. I had the Dolphins money line. So those bets hit for me. The killer bet for me was who Dallas played. That was my bad game. That was my bad game. I took the other side. It was the Bengals or something, right? Who was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I took the other side of that, and I got screwed because I was going anti-Dallas the whole way, and it didn't work out for me. So that killed one of my legs on my parlays. Fucking Cowboys.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's move on to another game here.
Falcons Seahawks.
Geno Smith. Talk about like filling people with so much potential, and you think he might have something, and then he just did so horrible. And the Falcons, I mean, he's up there with the Browns guy for like worst coach of the year.
Oh my God.
Like they're in a position to win every week, and somehow or another, it's either like a Mariota fumble or some weird play call, and it just doesn't work, or a penalty. Like they're a messy team right now.
I feel like
I
want to like take. Like I always want to take Pitts, and I always want to take Patterson. Like I want to take them all, and I know that there's going to be like a week that they're going to just like.
I think
obliterate the slate.
The Seahawks learned a lesson last week, and I think Penny might be the guy to take.
I do like Penny. I always like Penny, and we did this last, and I actually have a very strong feeling about Penny. Where's my pen?
I think
like
Penny
Penny
this week would be a guy to take because I think Seattle realizes now it's like, okay, Geno Smith had a great week, but he can't throw 30 times a game, so they're going to go back to the basics.
Yeah, and the Falcons can't stop anybody.
No, and so just control the ball, run Penny.
I think Penny has the game Kamara was supposed to have week 1.
That could happen. That could definitely happen.
I like that play.
All right. Well,
remind me on Sunday that I liked this play.
Yeah? I'll try and do that.
Okay.
I'm sure I'll be
awake.
I'll be awake and ready to go.
Oh my God, we move into the most exciting part of the week, Sunday and Monday Night Football. What exciting matchups we have. First off, we have 49ers at the Broncos. This is Jimmy G versus Wilson. It's so wild to me.
My Italian friend Jimmy G coming back and lighting that place up, baby.
So wild. Like, Trey Lance is supposed to be back by the end of the season.
Trey Lance, that loser. He ain't coming back, nothing. Jimmy G took these guys to like a Super Bowl or like a championship game. Like
but Wilson did too.
And you could tell I'm just saying, you could tell by the way the Niners reacted when Jimmy G came into the game. That's the guy they want quarterback. It's as simple as that. Nobody named Trey Lance, let alone come on. What kind of fucking name is that? He's the one that should have the long blonde hair. Trey Lance. Sorry. And you have Jimmy G. Jimmy G is the guy in this game. I like Jimmy G in this game because Jimmy G is only playing for the rest of his football life. So every game he goes out there, he has to be good. He wants to get traded. He wants to sign a new contract next year, whatever. I like Jimmy G in this game. I give him maybe 310.
I can't side with Wilson. The Broncos, I don't understand what is happening. I so badly want to listen in on a few meetings just so I can understand
what's going on
what is
in Denver.
Happening.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
It doesn't make any sense. Nothing they do makes sense to me.
Unless Russell Wilson's hurt or something's wrong with him.
No, it's like is everybody moody? I just always feel
week one they literally sat on the ball and settled for a 65-yard field goal. Who the fuck hits a 65-yard field goal to win a game? Why would you do that when you just paid $30 million for this guy? It's really weird.
No, and then
it's almost like they're protecting Russell Wilson, and it's just weird.
Well, and Jerry, is Judy back, or I didn't even check that, but it really doesn't even matter.
It's one of those games where.
And I wouldn't take any running.
I would take Jimmy G, and you know what? I almost think maybe Ayuk.
I would take Deebo Samuel for sure. I would also again favor some defenses. I'm defense for every single game slate I have. I have at least in my utilities defenses.
Really?
They all seem like they're going to just not score a lot. Kickers, defenses. Maybe Cowboys, Giants, but
that's Monday night. So and it's just one Monday night game, right?
They're playing in Denver Sunday. Broncos are, and maybe Russell Wilson just needs some I don't know, dude, because they played at home. I don't know.
It doesn't look good. It looks like they're a mess. It looks like he just got to the team. He didn't spend the whole offseason with him.
I like Deebo Samuel a lot in this game, though, and I'll probably end up
I like Jimmy G and Ayuk because he's gonna want to go out there and just air that shit out. And he's gonna throw it down the field 60 yards to this guy. I think I have a big week for Jimmy G. Now, I could be totally wrong.
I mean, Devontae Williams. Is that? Yeah. Yeah, the running back. Yeah. I like him.
All right, I'll give you that.
But not against the 49ers. That's why I'm having like a really hard time trying to figure out this. Defenses. Cowboys, Giants. This is always fun.
God. I don't know what to think about this anymore.
They are so low. Like, they don't. I just feel like the Cowboys have the potential, but they're not.
And when they booked this game on Monday night, they
Cooper
thought
Rush,
it'd be a
like,
good
didn't
game.
look bad.
No, he didn't look bad. I mean, he maybe looked better than Dak. He wasn't horrible. I tell you, Zeke, it looks horrible.
Yeah.
He looks like he's my age. Like, I don't know what the hell happened to this guy, but he can't run anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's just, like,
I shouldn't be faster than an NFL running back, and I'm faster than Zeke.
I don't know. How many guys do you normally have, like, on top of you?
I was going to ask you the same question. Anyway.
Yeah. I do think, you know what to go back, just for DFS for the Sunday night game, by process of elimination, the 49ers only have 2 healthy running backs unless they bring Marlon Mack up. So they're going to get, like, heavy usage no matter what.
You think so?
I mean, I know so.
I think so. I think they're gonna throw that ball around. I think Jimmy G's gonna be throwing that thing around, baby.
I think they're going to get plenty. There's only 2 anyway.
And the Broncos are not good.
Yeah.
They're not good. Now, I also should I give my bet for the week?
Why are you skip? Are we done?
Oh no, who'd we skip?
Well, no, we didn't skip anybody. Are you done with Giants Cowboys?
I mean, I'm not. I'm gonna take a DFS
I like
lineup
Pollard.
because
He
it's
looked
Monday
good.
night. I have no choice, so I am gonna take a lineup. I
CeeDee
can
Lamb.
see
What do you-
myself captaining like Ayuk, just on the long, maybe.
That's on Sunday. I'm talking about Monday.
Oh, Monday.
All right, forget it.
Cowboys Giants. I see what you're saying. I tell you, the one person I like, Barkley,
Interesting.
because I think he's like kind of wants to step on Zeke a little bit and be like, "Fuck you. We both got injured, but I'm
I will
healthier
say,
than
it
you."
seemed to me like, yeah, I guess, seemed like they weren't getting anything going on the ground. It seems that, like,
It's hard to run in the NFL.
like the Bengals ended up having to throw it. Like, Mixon didn't have, like, a great game.
No.
And I mean, Cowboys have a very good defense.
They do. They got Diggs' brother, and he's good.
I know.
And they listen. They played a good
Trayvon
game. They
Diggs.
surprised me because I bet against them and I lost because I thought like they, whatever, they were done for the year. But
What's the other dude's name that I like? Shepard? Slayton?
Slayton on the Giants,
Yeah.
Darius Slayton.
Yeah.
Yeah, wide receiver. Hey, it's not a bad pick. It's not a bad pick. But let me give my bet before I forget it.
All right, do it.
So this week it's a 4-team parlay. Once again, it's a $200 bet. The 4 teams are Houston plus 125, the Chiefs laying 5.5, the Lions plus 203, and Tampa Bay minus 1. So the one parlay, $100, 4 teams pays $2,400, and then you put them in threes. 4 bets of 25, and that pays $1,025. So the whole bet, if it came out, would pay you, $3,600. Nice bet if they all win. But if 3 out of the 4 win, you're covered. You'll make like $300. You'll make like a couple hundred, maybe $150 after you put your money in. But that's my bet that's my big 4-teamer for the week.
Good luck.
I feel very confident in it.
Listen, you sounded confident.
Thank you.
So,
I tried.
my fire picks are Penny, Gage, and Higbee, and Fournette.
Okay. All right.
But Fournette's chalk, you know what I mean? But I like Penny a lot. I like Gage. I like Higbee. That'll be part of a line.
I like Petty. Petty's definitely somebody I like too. But that's also the Sunday night game, so he's not going to be
If
part
they
of your
have
big
Penny
lineup.
again for over 2.5 receptions at plus 125, put your savings account on that.
Nice.
Like,
Nice.
don't miss out like Jerry missed out on Diggs.
I was shopping for beer because people come to my apartment and drink all my beer, so I had to go out and buy more. And
You have a phone.
and I missed out on that bet, yes. What was it, 78.5
Yeah.
over Diggs? I should have got it, yards. I know. It was an easy, it was a layup. I missed out. Go figure.
It's okay. Maybe you'll have another chance this week.
Hopefully. I need it. I might bail out bet. I think I'm feeling good about that bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like Pittsburgh, but I don't want to tie anything in with Thursday night because if I lose, then I'm like, it screws the whole parlay up. It ruins Sunday for me. But I do like Pittsburgh getting the 5.5 points.
I like Pittsburgh a lot. I don't understand why they're like not favored against the Browns. That's so wild to me.
It is wild.
And I think that this Trubisky, like I would captain Trubisky because like this could be his 40-point week if there ever was.
It could be his last day starting in the NFL.
I mean, any moment.
It just could be it. So yeah, you think he'd come out like
he's like 29 or something.
hot. I see the logic there, and that's why I like Pickens because either way, no matter who comes in, I think they're gonna try and throw to this kid because he's good.
I don't know. I think Devontae Smith is due. Are you trying to get a bug again?
I see it, so I don't want to know.
Get it.
Just get away from it. Anyhow, is that how we doing right now? We went through most of our games. I think we're pretty much.
Thank
good.
you to Dave's Bar for having us.
Yes.
76 Forsyth.
Forsyth Street in the Lower East Side. A
They
fantastic
open
place.
At 5 p.m.
Ice cold beers, great whiskey,
Great friends.
great lighting, 3 TVs.
Great lighting.
And it's a jet bar. They like the jets.
Yep.
You know?
So come on down.
Take it easy. See you whenever. And may the points be with you.
That's right. This has been another fantastic episode of the Unforced Errors podcast on Nobody Cares Sports Network. Host Kate Herman, Jerry McKenna. I'm Danny Shenad. Shout out to Dave's Bar NYC. Freddie, mystery man behind the camera over here. It's been fantastic. Make sure you tune in, like, and subscribe. Set all your money on fire with Jerry's picks.
That's it. This is the week. This is the week.
This is the week, absolutely. And Kate will stay red hot. Till next time, everybody. Nobody cares.